Battle is the name of this episode of Daily Fuel. Are they episodes? I don't know. That's the name of this video. And I'm not literally, I'm not talking about violence. I just want that to be known right up front. This is not this is not an anger thing, and this is not a violence thing. But this is I have been suppressing something for a really, really long time, and it's like as soon as I thought of it today, I was like, wow, I really should have known that. But so let me give you a backstory. About 15 years-ish ago was when I first learned about the law of attraction. My wife and I saw the movie The Secret, got the book, and we were reading that, and then we learned about Abraham Hicks. And I really like Abraham Hicks, and if you don't know, go on YouTube, look up Abraham Hicks, just like it sounds, and watch some things. So many amazing videos on there from them, her, whatever you like to call her. And one of the things that Abraham always says, though, is that our most important job every day is to feel good, and I really took that to heart, and I work on that a lot, and if you've been around law of attraction for any amount of time, I'm sure you've heard the expression, what you resist persists, right? And what does that mean? It means if you're constantly complaining about something or battling something or whatever, then it's not going to go away. And you see that in the world, you see that in everything. Well, go back a little bit more than that. As a kid, every kid loves superheroes. Every kid loves all the things, right? But I've always had a couple of three favorites, as a matter of fact. And throughout my entire life, these three characters have been my favorites. And not just I like them, but it's like in many ways I've emulated them or tried to emulate them in my entire life, even as an adult. And those three characters are Batman, the Doctor from Doctor Who, and James Bond. Think of me what you want. The fact that I like these characters and you like different characters is completely irrelevant. I'm going to get to the reason that I like these characters instead of, say, like Spider-Man or Superman or something like that, right? They're cool too. I watch those movies and all that stuff, but not like this. There's something that I internalized about these three characters, and I think it's that they're loners, and they even Batman doesn't have any superpowers, right? He's just a guy with a lot of things, and they're very clever, and they fight for what they believe in. Now, obviously, a James Bond story or a Batman story would be very boring if there wasn't, fighting and stuff like that. And I'm not talking about that kind of fighting. I don't want to go out in the world and start beating up people, although some days I really want to, but I'm not going to, right? And that's not what I'm getting at. So it's not the violence, but it's sort of the fighting for what's right, for standing up for what I believe in a way that's forceful. And I was at odds with that, with all this Abraham law of attraction stuff, because I felt like maybe I took the wrong lesson from it. Your job is to feel good all the time, and what you resist persists. And I was like, well, maybe fighting for things isn't the answer, because then I'm resisting the thing that I'm fighting, and then it persists, and then I don't want it anymore. But you know what? 15 years later, and I am like the law of attraction master guy, and it's like you could ask me anything, and I freaking wrote a book about the law of attraction. It's on Amazon, and yet I still have things in my life that I struggle with that I'm just like, I don't understand why this doesn't change. It doesn't change. It's not like things have gotten worse or this got better and that got better. It's like this one part doesn't change, and I've never understood it, and I dig deeper and deeper and deeper into the Abraham-y stuff, and it doesn't change. And I've been reading Joe Dispenza's books lately. My wife and I have been reading them and doing his meditations, and he comes at this from, if you don't know who he is, he's a chiropractor and a doctor and a scientist, and he comes at the law of attraction from the science side, which I really like. That's where the word quantum in my branding comes from. The name of the group is the Spiritual Artist, squiggly line, Quantasy, and Quantasy means quantum odyssey. And I put the name in there at the end of the name of the group because I'm leading up to a television show called Quantasy. So it's like I'm just planting the word in everybody's minds. But the quantum part is like the energy in the atoms in our bodies and in the world. And it's like where is source energy? It's in us. It's in the atoms, and when you look at an atom, it's pure energy, and there's hardly any matter to it at all. And I've been doing his meditations and reading the things, and something kind of clicked for me just this morning when I was doing it, because there's like exercises you do, and I was writing and doing the stuff, and it's like, I've always felt like I had all this head trash stuff in my head, and I've been trying to dig it out, and once I find that little nugget that I gotta get rid of, then finally my head will be clear, and then this place that I feel stuck will move, And I was like, what if it's not a thing I got to get rid of? What if it's a thing I've been avoiding? What if it's in there and I've just been avoiding it? And that's where the Batman and Doctor Who and James Bond thing comes in. And is that there's this part of me that wants to be more forceful, more active in my beliefs, more vocal in what I am working towards. And I have been holding it back, holding the reins, pulling back on the reins. Whoa, slow down. You don't want to, where we started on Monday. It's like, that was Monday? Jeez. Why we don't speak our truth is because we don't want to annoy people, and we don't want to, rock the boat and stuff like that. And then discerning yesterday where it's like, well, is this really my truth, or is this a truth that I've been taught? And then to wake up today and to do this thing and just be like, man, I am not really being as forceful as I need to be. Well, I'm going to be. And that's the point of this, is that I'm going to be. And I think that I was afraid to, for whatever reason. I don't mean like afraid, but I just mean like, you just don't want to, rock the boat. And quite honestly, I'm sick of not rocking the boat. My boat is not going anywhere, and that's really annoying me. So I'm going to rock the boat, and it's probably going to rock some people's boats in this group, and whatever, and it's going to certainly rock people's boats that, I know on Facebook or out in the world. I just don't care anymore. And I don't think that any of us should care anymore. I hear the clicky thing for the comments, so I know you guys are saying a lot. And anyway, that's what I got today. I have a feeling today's going to be very much like the other days, where the meat of this is going to come from you guys in the comments. So I'm going to go to the comments and say hello. Let's see what we got. Wow, that went back far. Robin, Amy, Ray, Robin again, Kelly, Mikey, hello everybody. Talina's here, Ray, Trash Compactor, Robin, Jason's here. What's up? How you doing, buddy? Tony, hello from Canada. Oh, you're from Canada. I didn't know that. Did I know that? I don't know. Robin, hi. Bobby D. Bobby D is here. What's up, man? Oh, have you ever been on one of my lives before? I don't remember you being on one of my lives. Hi. You guys are saying hi to each other, which is nice. 11/11. Today's 11/11. Yes. Robin says, "What you resist persists." Excellent thing to remember. It took me a long time to learn this, and from time to time when I forget it, I need to remember. Yeah, and I'm having a hard time remembering that and applying it to this. So I don't have all the answers today. I'm sure tomorrow I'll be wiser. but we will see. Amy asks, who was my favorite doctor? Well, all right. My doctor growing up was number 5. He was my favorite growing up. But my favorite is number 10 and 11. So there's that. And Robin, and that's why if you see me put GIFs on things, I usually do the 10th Doctor GIFs. Ray's favorite doctor is the 4th Doctor, so I when I reply to her with a Doctor Who GIF, I use the 4th Doctor with her. Robin says, and also what I resist gets bigger. Yeah. You know what? All right. So what you resist persists. Let me riff on this a little bit, because I took it as, ooh, I want to fight against the thing, but I don't want to fight against it because it's going to just be a bigger thing in the world. But what happens is I'm realizing now that what I was actually resisting was my urge to be vocal about things. I have this urge to be more like and I mention these 3 characters not because I want to, wear a cowl and wear a cape and stuff like that. I'm not talking about anything like that. I'm talking about the characteristics of their personalities that I like, and I would squash that urge. I would to be more vocal, to say something. I would see things and want to say something, and then I don't. And what I'm realizing now is, what if I'm resisting that urge? I'm resisting me, and now I am persisting in my desire to want to get this out, but I'm not. And because I'm not, this stagnation that I feel persists. That's what I'm feeling. Let me see. Thank you for the heart, whoever that was. Rob, where was I? I'm so lost. And what I need to who's your favorite Doctor Who, right? Kelly. When you guys keep going, it scrolls up, and then I have to scroll it down, and I don't know where I was. Kelly, what if the thing I've been avoiding looking at is the thing I need to deeply accept and embrace? Yes! That's what I'm saying. I need to accept and embrace this part of me that just wants to be like, you know what? I need to say that out in the world. And I don't do that because I feel like by doing that, I'm resisting some external thing, which will then persist, and I don't like that. So I just say nothing. And I'm looking for this piece of head trash in me that wants to do that. It's like, why do I want to do that? Well, let me find it in there and kick it out, except it's the core of me. And I have been resisting me. That's not good, so let's not do that. Robin says, and what I resist only gets better or resolved when I face it and move toward it instead of fighting it and running away. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Rock the boat, says Amy, and see what falls out and what stays. Go for it. Thank you. I will do that, and we shall see. And Melinda's here. Hello, Melinda, with a smiley face. Nice to see you on the live always. And Kelly says, keep rocking the boat, Bobby. The waves you are making are more impactful and further reaching than you might know. Thank you for saying that. I you guys give back so much, and I really appreciate it, and I hope that you know that I do. Mikey says, Robin, what you resist only persists, but you will grow in size. Carl Jung. Not only persists, but will grow in size. What you resist not only persists, but will grow in size. The desire to speak out has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where suddenly now I can't resist it anymore. It's just overcome me, and it was such relief when it did, because I was like, I've been holding back this wall and I didn't have to. It only gets bigger in size. Thanks, Mikey, for that reminder. Ray says, another Sean Connery role, the Spaniard. He rocked the boat and that worked. You'll never figure it all out. I didn't see that, but I liked Sean Connery a lot. He was not all right. James Bond was a weird thing for me because I grew up, and my first James Bond movie that I saw was a Roger Moore movie. And so I thought he was James Bond as a kid, and then I saw all the Roger Moore movies and stuff. And then one day, like, another James Bond movie came on TV, and I got all excited for it. And it was Sean Connery because it was like Dr. No or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck is this guy? What? This isn't James Bond. I was so pissed. Oh my God, I was so mad. I'll never forget that. I was annoyed to see Sean Connery playing James Bond. Oh my goodness, right? Anyway, but the funny thing is that my favorite old-time classic James Bond is George Lazenby. That guy should have played James Bond for years. He was amazing. That is not up for debate. That is a fact. But Daniel Craig is my favorite because not only because he's great at it, but because the movies are so much more modern and everything. Like I've stopped liking old movies. Anyway, that's a little aside about James Bond. Back to the comments. Talina says, I gotta breathe. Hang on. Holding in the boat rocking keeps you from rowing it efficiently. Sitting still and moving forward are scientifically improbable. Right? Why aren't I going anywhere? I am just sitting in the boat perfectly still. The oars are not touching the water at all. Why won't my boat go anywhere? Thank you. Mikey says, run from what's comfortable, forget safety, live when you fear to live, destroy your reputation, be notorious. I've tried prudent planning long enough. From now on, I'll be mad. Rumi. I don't know who Rumi is, but that's a cool quote. From now on, I'll be mad. You know, I'm trying to figure out, and I don't have an answer for it today, but I'm glad you said that because I'm trying to figure out where anger fits in this, because I think it was the word fight and battle that always held me back from doing this, because it wasn't that I wanted to resist. It's that I was just like, maybe I confused fighting with resisting, because is it the same thing? All right, hang on. What you resist persists, right? Now, initially, when I hear that, I take it as, I have this thing in my life, I don't like it, but I'm constantly whining and complaining about it, and I don't do anything about it. That makes sense to me, that would be resisting it, because I'm just like, oh, why? Oh, universe, why do you hate me so much? You do this thing to me. And Abraham always says, when the more you shout no at something, the more the universe hears yes. But I took that also, I lumped in being vocal and active and fighting against something. And I know that the words sound like, oh, that should, obviously, you're fighting against something. You're resisting it. But again, I don't mean fighting in the same way. I mean, seeing the thing and going no, that's not good for me. And I'm see what I mean? It's like the feeling is different, but the words coming out of my mouth are the same words. So I don't yet know how to articulate this, because I'm saying, oh, when you say no to something, the universe hears yes. And then I say, but I have to just say no to this. So it's like the same words, but the feeling was completely different. And I hope you got that. But I don't have all the answers today, but tomorrow is another story. Let's see. Kelly says, perhaps what we really need to battle then is the part of us that holds back our own shine. I like that. What we really need to battle then is the part of us that holds back our own shine. I think we resist the part of us. The answer is yes. That's good. I don't know how to re-say that as well. I'm going to leave that there because that's good. Kelly says, battle it with love and acceptance as the force. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And Ray says, sorry, I seem to always get you off on some wild tangent. Let's see. What else can I say to set you off on the bramble-ridden path? That's okay. I like the tangents. They're my favorite part of this. And drawing lines in the sand says somebody, it just says add to the broadcast. Is that Marsha again? I don't know who that is, because you're just a face and no name. It's just like the silhouette thing is there. If you're new to this, on the original thing at the beginning of the day, you got to click when it goes live, you got to click the eCam link, and then it allows your face to show up. So I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. Drawing lines in the sand. I'm drawing lines in the sand. Actually, that's a really good metaphor, because I've been thinking about that since last week. That I am drawing a line in the sand, and I'm picking a side, and on topics, and And I feel like we can all do that and then express it through our art, you know? Uh, I'm going off on a thought here that I don't really know the answer to yet. Talina says confliction versus conviction. Yeah. You know, sometimes do you not? Sometimes, see if this sounds familiar, right? See if this sounds familiar. Sometimes I feel these things and I don't know how to articulate them to myself. And I end up sort of falling back on articulating something the way I always say it, you know, like I'm feeling this need to be more activist like, or to speak up about this thing, but I get tripped up in, I have this feeling and the feeling is kind of clear, but I'm trying too hard to figure out where the conflict is so that I can say stuff. And when I get discouraged from that, I end up just retreating back to more woo-woo feeling stuff. Like I'll just do what I can. I'll just meditate until I'm in a good mood, you know? But it only gets me so far. I don't know. Robin said, sorry, I skipped Amy. Amy says, anger is useful as the energy to push you forward. Also use it to articulate calmly what you need to. Okay, that's what I was just saying. Anger is useful as the energy to push you forward. Also use it to articulate calmly what you need to. That's the part that's tripping me up. Is I'm feeling the anger, I'm feeling the emotions of it. I'm getting to this point where it's like I have to do something. I have to say something. You know, and then I'm trying to find the message. I'm trying to find the message and the vehicle for the message. Because I don't want to go on Facebook and be like, I think the blah, blah, blah. I don't want to start fights and arguments and all that stuff. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about using my art to really hit the nail on the head with something. And I feel like it's right here. Who'd I skip? Amy said that. Robin says Tony. Elias said drawing lines. Oh, Tony's back. All right, so now I see you. Drawing lines. I see drawing lines like having integrity, not necessarily fighting, but not backing down. Okay. Yeah, I see it like that too. It's like, yeah, I don't want to, it's almost like the people who don't agree, I don't want to argue with them about things. This is what I mean. It's so hard for me to articulate it because I have this feeling like I have to be vocal. And, yeah. I'm sorry that I don't have more answers than this today. This is like feeding food for thought. Robin says, I think you spoke up your feelings in that video. Thank you. Ray says, so these lives are your therapy book. It does work. It does give you a voice, and so glad we get to hear it. Well, I keep saying that, right? You're watching me do self-therapy in real time. You guys are my free psychiatrists. Talina says, I'm picking up what you're laying down here. It is very shaky ground, but I agree. I feel so much desire to insert myself in a movement kind of way. But, right? Exactly. But there's consequences to that. Right? There are consequences to that. It is safe to keep my mouth shut and just watch from my high perch of I'm smarter than all you idiots. And then it's safer to do that than it is to insert myself into the fray, because there are consequences that maybe I didn't even anticipate, you know? Yeah, thank you. That was really good. Robin says that video was the perfect vehicle to scream. Are you talking about my music video? That song was probably lyrics that were closest to what I want to be saying more often. So thank you for that. Amy says, practice having a go at someone when you're angry and see what comes out of it, and where you need to modify the rage. Yeah. You know what? I'm okay with that sentiment. I'm not sure that that tactic is going to work for me. I'm not good with anger. I stay so calm through things that if you see me angry, then you either live in my house with me because I'm comfortable enough to be that way. I can, that's a different story. But if you don't live in my house and you see me angry, wow, have you really poked the bear? I mean, really, really, really. It's hardly ever happened. And yeah, that's not where I'm going to start this. Because I don't get angry. I get I stew and I go back, and I think that for me what it is I don't have anger or anything directed at any particular person or anything like that. For me, it's more like a movement in the way that I want the earth to be and the world. But just shining light and happiness isn't working for me. You know what I mean? I know that it works for some people, and that's awesome. It just doesn't do it for me. I feel like I need to be a little bit more about it. And that's what I'm feeling. Mikey says, no fear. Okay. I'll try. Robin says, I felt your feelings and articulation loud and clear. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Kelly says, when you have the feeling but not the words, form it into a question. Why is this feeling something I want to share with others? Why does it mean something to me? That's a good suggestion. I will try that. Why am I feeling this way? What am I trying to say? I'll play with that. Thank you. Amy, you don't need all the answers. It's a group effort. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that too. Passion and breathing. Okay. Wow, did we get... and Hector says, hey, brother. Oh, you showed up now? Dude, you missed it. Go watch the replay. All right. Listen, I got to go make sausages. My wife is picking up my daughter, and they're coming home, and we're going to have sausage and peppers and rice for dinner, and I have to go grill the sausages, and so I'm looking forward to that. Maybe I'll kick the barbecue or something. Hey guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I can't tell you. I try to say it, but I just hope you know that I really just love all of you. And this group is amazing. And it's helping me so much, and I hope that we can continue helping each other. Tomorrow is the last day that the Infinity theme will be up on the board. There's no penalty for posting Infinity things late. I don't care. Just if you could post it a month from now, #Infinity, I'll see it and I'll drop it in the correct topic. But it won't be the one that we're plastering on the board anymore. So. Tomorrow's the last day that one will be advertised. I'll do a reminder. But if you're working on something and you're not gonna have it tomorrow, don't sweat it. It's not a big deal. There's more. Amy says, I don't do anger either. I've only ever got angry and it made me shake. I was just offering suggestions. No, it's a good suggestion. It was great. And Robin says, LOL. Talina, Daddy, would you like some sausages? Freddie got finger. Alrighty. Maybe a glass of wine. I think I'll have a glass of wine. All right, guys, thank you so much. I am going to split, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.